Здравейте, вълци буми, аз съм GMR, а това би трябвало да е епизод 43 от поредицата на филма към Deliverance. Сега, единството, което ми остана тук е да взема завчетата на нали, бандюите. Ето на този. Не съм сигурен дали няма да мога да му ги взема, ако играя достатъчно дълго време с него.
I'd like to ask away. You're my daughter, right?
I am.
Just curious.
You could put it that way. I ain't been here long though. I helped them out of a tight spot and they took me with them.
Да, това сме чули.
You must tell me all about.
If you like.
That's all. I've got a.
Проба. Има. Ще се случи нещата.
Killing, fighting, never losing, robbing,
Релациите.
fucking whores and boozing. Take the women, burn the village, drink, annihilate and pillage. Burning, wrecking, making strife. How sweet it is, a robber's life.
We'll see whose side Lady Luck is on.
Сега ще видим, приятели, сега ще видим.
Camp life, sure ain't easy.
3 единици, което е перфектно. Старт.
No one to rob. Fucking boring.
Now you.
И е точно огледален.
Yeah, I'm gonna get soaked.
Поема, шестица, 5 тройки, една петица, една единица. Добре, нищо интересно цяло.
Sure ain't easy.
3 четворки.
Why must he keep showing up here?
Ще голям риск това, което ще направя, но
Come on.
500 нещо
Should have stayed home.
не ме устроя. И не малко.
We'll see.
Предлагам да направим 3 гри назад, ще да видим какво ще стане. Стопич. Дали ще успеем да го развием. Като за 3 игри не успеем, ще трябва да мисля други варианти. С нощ проверих какво обичава дали лега по това време. Грам не му се спи. А и не само той, а и по-една част от това игра, така че... Малко мислите е възможно, що се отнася до джобене. Знам, че е възможно, защото вече съм го правил, просто ще трябва да е много чакане.
That's all.
Ще е тегло.
Rivers of blood and a bloody flood.
Да, проблема е, че на него му трябват много малко точки, за да се класира. И единствената ми опция на мен е тук. Се надявам, че ще успея да събера всичките зарчета.
Ouch! That must have hurt.
Great, just great. So hungry I could eat my boat.
Приемам, че начинът с разоряване няма да го правя. Чакаме. Чакаме да се смърчи. Кажем 10-11 часа. Трепането на лагер ела работа. Пробвахме и това. Прекалено много са. Мога да пробвам да ги избия един по един. Тихичко.
Good scrap, cheer me up.
Take the women, burn the village, drink, annihilate, and pillage. Burning, wrecking, making strife. How sweet it is, a robber's life.
Fucking sickhead. Can't drink no more today.
I'm so hungry I can eat my boots.
Ето пичко се разкарал тук. То ще ме види. Онзи я ме види, я не ме види.
What a shitty day. I need a good scrap to cheer me up.
Мога да попробвам в яденето да им сипа приспивателно. Някакви. Кой имам аз като полшани в нея? Имам отрова. Което ще работа. Пейн. Сега, ако искам да ги убия, използвам това. Нека си не мисля, ще да ги убивам. Всичките. Примерно сега тая... Не мисля, ще да убивам. Този чая също не искам да го убивам. Всички останали са бандити, така че се тая.
Mother of God, he's back again.
Any extra boots?
Няма да се случат нещата. Добре, значи мога да не чакаме. Защото когато лодаме там няма никой, все още. Трябва да почакам малко. Няма как. Само им бей Potion и да видим какво ще стане. Цяло тия зачета
To Robbie.
I need a good scrap to cheer me up.
надявам никой да не види.
Any extra boots? These are too small. Sorry. I traded them for booze yesterday. You'll get new ones soon enough. Bill,
Примерно ще дойда
think
тук.
everywhere. Should have stayed home. I'm gonna get
И ние още време какво ще стане, след като всичките печаи се наклепат едно хубаво с това Bane Potion. Нали го служих?
why doesn't he go away? As far away as possible.
Да, вие не го служи, какво стана? Шайт. Добре, чакай. Айде, го служих. О, разочарован си чисти в момента.
I'd like to ask you... That's...
Макс. Обичава по някакво време трябва да почне да обикаля на лево надесно.
Everywhere. Should have stayed home. I'm so hungry I can eat my boots.
Поиграш ли? Много тъпо. Много тъпо. В принцип този пич има рутина. Не би трябвало да стои само тук.
Can't drink no more today.
Таля. Това получа. Дай, чакаме да мръдне. В тази случай ще ги изтрепаме всичките, няма какво да се направи по въпроса. Опича принципно има рутина.
Should have stayed home.
Те! Как хубаво се нахраних. И ще поне да видим как действа отровата върху нас. И да сипа и отрова вътре. Интересно дали ще успее да ме убие отровата. Трябва. Пише, че ще му убие в крайна сметка.
What a shitty day. Need a good threat to cheer me up.
Да. Убива си ме като пич. Тях ще не ги лови. Единственото нещо, което съм начинал забравя да го сипа.
What's he?
What you used to do before all this? You wouldn't believe me. Well, I was a sentry at Ratai, but they paid chicken feed. So I joined up this one.
No one to rob here. Fucking boy.
Чакай да пробвам какво ще стане,
Do you need
ако
help?
преджуваме това.
What the hell? Watch out! Pickpocket!
I'm so hungry, I could eat my food. Come here, lily liver.
Всички ме нападат, окей.
Come on.
Take that! Is that all you've got? Enough!
Kunda!
Here, I surrender.
Bugger this!
Така.
You hot
Чакай, ау. Трябва да ги... Това. Чина малко. Добре, чакай да малко. Чип.
Are you going to cry now?
You'll get what for!
Така. Отири го това, елата.
Come here, lily liver! I'm gonna enjoy this!
Ей.
You're dead.
Right! What's it?
Got weak at the knees, have you?
Да. Да, ходи го намери то, където ми трябва. Така. Зерчета. Брошени. Да ми съберем нещата, изтрепахме ги, поне да... Дай. Вид. Друга. Леко загина. Генри издава странни звуци. Жилетка? Как се справя? 4, 24, 10, 5, 14. Интересни панталонки. 18 срещу 19. Добре. Чива. Бандити. Там може да има още някой останал жив бандит тук.
Why doesn't he go away?
Също, че не мога да й кажа на тази да си ходи, защото няма никой. Едната работа тук свърши. Всичките ли умряха? Почти. Пич май е загинал от кого да е загинал? Сега не сме сипали отрова. Да. Не знам от кого е загинал този пич. Нещо е сгафил и са го отрепали. Друго не виждам. Какво може да е станало? Не е спомена да съм го убивал. Сега, квестчето. Крикове около сарафонство го направихме. Трябва да се върнем тук. Просто е, че толкова мразя този преход от тази страна, че предпочитам да се върна през само. Трябваше да кажа да. Навиците. Си опеши с нещо. Видях, че избега куче. Мръсно. Ти. Можа да понесеш повече удари ти. Ти, пресна, ти. Да му се съда на котрето, то се справи добре. Даже след малко ще го нахрана. Остава жонка.
There's something else I'd like to ask.
Нещо ново.
I've no more questions. I have good news for you, Sir Anselm. I know who killed your friend. Who was it?
Младота.
It was Mladotta, one of the brigands. How did you find out? From the dice.
All
right. I'll take care of it from here. And I owe you for helping me. Here, Henry, take this. I'm sorry I don't have more on me. But if you're ever in Prague, come and look me up and I'll see you're well taken care of. It's been a pleasure, Sir Anselm. Godspeed.
Дали във втората част ще има някакво развитие? Сега ако реша да отворя това ковчеже, ще ми се разсъдиш ли? Нямам. Къде си, бе?
Look what I've... You're
Нямам. Место. Жалко. Ай. Говорим си с господин Хайнс. Може и безкръвно да се мине тази мисия. На мен ми липсва търпение за да го направя това нещо. Поне докато записвам ми липсва търпение да го направя това нещо. Защото не ми се иска един епизод да е само как се мъчиме да го правим. Сега да видим какви оръжия имаме ние за продаване. Тези неща трябва да си отидат в ковчежето. Това мога да си го взема при мене. В моя инвентар имам някакво оръжие за продаване. Така. Веча. И си правят решките.
I'm at you.
Гума, приятелю. Искам ти да дам оръжия.
I'd like to just... You're... That sounds...
Bread baked
Бохемия.
just this morning. Bread.
Не успях да се заплакна.
God save you. God be with you. God be with you. Good luck then.
Дявол ли те се случва?
Take care.
О боже, аз му давам да ме поправи. Няма се плашим. Окей, но нещо не е както трябва тук. Чакай малко сега. И се върни. И се върни. Ще видим какво се случва с тези тези панталони.
Can we do something about the price?
Значи, новата броня за крака, която сме си взели, тя е и бутуши,
What do you say?
и броня.
That's still... See now.
Тук важен въпрос беше, първо продал ли съм си оригиналните панталони. Оригиналната броня, която беше преди да сложим тази, където спечелих от турнира. Още част няма спомен коя е тя. Чеме, че е тази, защото е на 100% запазена. Не е щупена грам, така че най-вероятно е тази. Сега. 19-19-8. Нали? Да, добре. 19-19-8 плюс 4-4, което означава, че е 23-23-9 срещу аз заради чаризмата. Сега разбирам защо съм ги взел тези. Окей, 16 чаризма, 6 чаризма, 20 чаризма. Тоест, с тези бутуши и това трябва да имам общо 26 чаризма и 20... Колко казахме? 23-23-9 защита. Е много ниска поради някаква причина. Може би, защото съм мръсен, да. Ще отиш там. Коня. Сега и тези неща ще ги продадем. Без шапката, днес ще си я запаза. Другите две брони за крака ще ги продадем. Даже няма с пазара този път. Се позаплакнем и да видим какво се случва с нашата чаризма тогава.
Fresh bread, come and get it. Man cannot live by bread alone,
Играта
but he
пресмята.
can't live without it either.
Cabbage! Cabbage! Green cabbage! Get it before it
Много се
goes
бъгне
brown.
нещо. Да трябва да преиграваме този сегмент, защото ще е много неприятно. Така, сега имаме 17 чаризма. Супер. Идем да си купиме някакво хапване. Защото кучето трябва да го нахраним с някакво уяване. Заключено, добре. Идем тогава поне да си продадем там разните му чаши и съда и всеки такива.
I'm glad to see you.
Имаме. Имам нужда от мърчант за прибиславец.
I need an experienced merchant to help me with the rebuilding of Pribyslavitz. How would you like to move there?
Me, a burger? Go and live in the woods? Hold on. You're actually serious?
Well, yes.
You want me to give up the position I've been building for myself here for years?
Да.
I'd have to be mad, young fellow. No. You should try and find someone else who knows about numbers, weights, and measures. Good luck then.
Да бе, знам споко. Даже вече по принцип съм си намерил човек.
Good luck then.
Да, ети развален бекон. Барикат. Така. Следно толкова много зарчета. Трябва да ги прегледам кое какво прави. Ела.
Yeah.
Перханс, my friend. Чакай да ти разказвам какво се случи. Къде си? Ето.
Well, if it isn't the world-renowned victor of the rat-eye tourney, Henry of Skalitz.
I've got that necklace.
Excellent news!
I'm not going to ask you how you did it. Here's a reward for you. Now you can carry on with your next task. I want you to sneak the jewellery into Carolina's trunk along with this letter.
Can't I just hand them to her?
You cannot! Under no circumstances must she find out who sent them. Otherwise the whole secret admirer ploy is fucked. Oh, and by the way, Henry, watch out for the butcher. He keeps a very close eye on his daughter, and if he catches you sniffing around, well, may all the saints preserve you. Once you've delivered the things, wait a day, and then come back and see me.
See you later.
Значи трябва да си купим после саламчета, наденички, защото трябват повече. Трябва да си взема лук за поправяне на дрехи и за поправяне на брони. Сега ще отида от този шивач да видя дали все още работи, докато че се съмнявам. Така. Значи на сутринта. А броя? Мога ли си взема броя? Учи за поправяне на брони. Ти още работиш. Браво, уче. Така ми харесваш. Четири. Трябва да се помъкнем в къщата на Саря.
Well, I never. Who's there? Who are you?
Бояшко. Трябва да го направя това дневно време. Трябва да внимавам да не убия някой. Вече веднъж, даже два пъти имах проблеми с закона заради това, че ги гледах с кон. Трябва да внимавам. Апнеме. Пиме. Ще стане в 8, защото даже в 9 ще си стана. 9 без малко. За да може шивача да отвори. Той, нали, е късно будещ се. Вали. Много обичам дъждовно време. Особено пролетта. Това играта не ми е и допада чак толкова много, защото днеска не можем да изкараме Тереза на разходка. След да си гониме без бонус. Изплакваме. Ролева. Те може да влезем тук. Знам, че от другата страна има две врати, от които може да се влезне. Три, ако включим тази зад продавача.
You've no business here. Clear off.
Така, чакай до сутринта. Тогава можем да видим. Се бъдем с Ханс. И речи няма много добра. Извършна работа най-накрая. Добре.
God's...
Искам да търгувам с теб, приятелю. Трябва ми Телър кит. Опа, нещо купих, което не ми трябва. Защо? Това малки. Сега сме си добре. Ами, можем да изчакаме 24 часа тук. На дъжда. Видим сега сър Ханс какъв му е проблема. Какви проблеми има това момче? Момче. Що не подсещаш, бе? Що не подсещаш, че си гладно?
My humble greetings.
Да, гледай сега. Трябват ми 3 саламчета. 3 наденички. Айде да виждаме. Ева. Гури кинохрона.
Look what I've got.
Ети саламче.
Yeah. Yeah.
Гледам, че даже и пекарната има някаква задача. Видим каква.
My God, what happened to you? You look like you've been assaulted.
Какво говориш, бе? Броните са ми поправени, изчистени. Да, не съм
Do you
имал
know if there's
през...
anyone around here who could use my help?
Aye, there could be something for you. Sir Anish is convening the Rat's Eye tourney again at the Upper Castle. It's always a great occasion with duels all day long. You can still enroll tomorrow, if you think you're good enough. Good luck then.
The Lord be praised. What brings you to me?
Пробай да познаеш, братле. Имам новини
I
относно
delivered the things as you asked.
I already know. My spies told me everything. She was wearing the necklace this morning as I asked in the letter.
So you'll go to the rendezvous with her?
Certainly not. I'm not going to pounce on her like a bull in rutting season. Her feelings must be allowed to mature gradually. Meanwhile, you'll get a potion for me.
I thought you didn't believe in witches' brews.
This is no witch's brew. It's an absolutely tried and tested elixir called Musk of Infinite Allure. There's a fellow in Sassau who sells it and he guarantees its success.
Okay,
Musk of Infinite Allure? Sounds irresistible. All right, I'll try and get it for you.
I'm sure I can rely on you. Here's some coin for your costs.
See you later.
125. Сложим една кратка пауза тук, защото мисля, че не съм заключил външната врата. Трябва да отида да проверя. До след малко. Ще заключа по-добре. По-добре е да проверим. Правих си чувата, не значение. Сега какъв ни филм? Какво трябваше да направя? Трябваше да отидем до гледачко.
Rare spices and tinctures, magical elixirs and amulets, miraculous ointments, and remarkable remedies.
Здрасти, стари ми приятели, шербатани.
Ah, the prodigal son returns. I knew you'd come back to me one day.
Let me guess, you saw it in a dream?
I knew you were going to say that.
But I had a divine revelation. That next time I won't be around to pull you out of the shit.
Oh, well, I am sorry. But these things are sent to try our fortitude in the face of adversity.
I'd like to try your fortitude.
Може ли
Would you teach me more?
Sir.
I'm interested.
Колко ли сме за Бохемия?
Will you teach? I'm interested.
Wouldn't you rather...
Well.
Да видим за поtion.
I've heard you know of some irresistibility potion or whatever it is.
Ah, naturally! Musk of infinite allure! An age-old recipe, maybe even older. Tested by Moses himself.
Moses?
How do you think he managed to get his people to follow him through the desert for 40 years? It's extremely potent.
Yeah, so it would seem. How much do you want for it?
Who do you take me for? The wisdom of the ancients isn't something that's bought and sold in the marketplace. Did Jesus charge for his miracles? But since you ask, how about this much?
Okay.
That's not much.
Really? All right, double then.
What? Why? You... Oh, why do I even bother?
If you like, I can mix the elixir for you in exchange for a small favor.
Oh, not again.
Now, is that any tone to use with your master? For shame.
Apologies, Master. I was carried away by my thirst for knowledge.
I understand your impatience, but the way to wisdom is narrow and arduous.
And leads out the window. About that recipe.
Yes, you want to buy it?
So what is it you want from me now?
Oh, my dear apprentice, everything's gone to the devil. I'm living from hand to mouth, sleeping on straw, and the local peasants won't buy from me. They say they don't trust me, as if I were some kind of charlatan. Can you believe it? Does this look to you like the face of a swindler? I'm an honest trader in sacred goods, whose only concern is the welfare of troubled souls.
A regular good Samaritan.
And any time now the slanderous gossip will spread here from Sassau. I should leave before things get worse. But I can't go anywhere until I've made a bit of coin. So what's needed is to give the locals a bit of encouragement, to open their hearts and purses.
Тук няма да ти вземат 2000, с които мога да си живея като цар сунати време, за да мога да изкарам няколко стотици гроша на тук. Както и да е. Сигурен съм, че без...
I'm not going to go around beating people for you.
Без
What
насилие.
do you take me for? I wouldn't hurt a fly. Violence is for the dull-witted. We must gently demonstrate to them the necessity of buying my remedies. For example, to ward off a revenant.
Revenant? What revenant?
The dead return from the grave, a corpse that the soul is unable to depart from, which wanders among the living, filled with rage at its wretched fate.
Yeah, I saw something like that once. But it was just some drunk going home from the tavern after losing all his money at dice.
Don't make light of such things. Now tell me, do you know how to deal with a revenant?
Garlic and a crucifix should be enough, right?
Those are things everyone should have, to repel malign spirits and other evils. You are my trained apprentice, but the ignorant villager is entirely at a loss how to deal with such dark forces. It is our sacred duty to prepare them for such threats.
And how do you propose to do that?
Well, they're all doubting Thomases. They need proof. We'll need a grave, an empty grave that we can use. There's one along the way to Sasau, but it's got one minor shortcoming.
What's that?
Well, it's not entirely empty.
Not entirely? What does that mean?
You have to dig it up first.
Why this particular grave?
The locals don't like to talk about it, so it's surely got some sinister past behind it, and in places like that, revenants sprout up like mushrooms after rain.
Well, if that's how it is, we could open old wounds. That could easily set people against us. Again.
Then it would be best if no one could connect us to it, wouldn't it?
Well, that's a sin.
Refusing to help the needy is also a sin. I haven't had a decent meal for 40 days and 40 nights.
My conscience is clear where your stomach is concerned. Disturbing a grave is a grave sin.
The grave is not in hallowed ground, so that's hardly worth one Lord's Prayer in penance. I asked a priest once, just out of curiosity.
I'll need a spade then.
Yes, dig it up and remove the remains, leaving no trace.
And what am I to do with the remains?
Keep them. Human remains are always handy to have around.
Great. And how do we spread the word of this revenant?
There's a gossip in every village. Here too, a woman who'll spread news quicker than a dozen messengers on the fastest steeds.
Винаги има една такава, да.
And what am I to tell this gossip?
All you have to do is casually mention the empty grave, and before evening, I'll wager the whole village will know about it.
Where does this woman live?
The last house on the left, on the road to Sasau. She was the first person I met here, and by the time I reached the village green, I already had a mob looking suspiciously at me. The rumor-mongering fishwife.
And that's all?
Not quite. You should ask her who was buried there. So we've got a story to work with.
So, dig up the grave, talk to the gossip.
And the remains. Don't forget to remove them. Otherwise no one will believe in the revenant.
I might have known any task for Capon would turn into some insane escapade. Grave robbing. Jesus.
Това е досадната част от това DLC, която не ми харесва. Това куче е много забавно. Човек паралелно мога да се стресна тук. Аз първи път се стреснах. Като прелетях с коня покрай него. Така. Имаме гроб. За жалост трябва да ги съберем всички неща едно по едно. Здравейте, приятели. Трябва да ни разкажем малко повече с този гроб. Да някъде тук, по принцип. О! А сега няма. Сега решил да се разхожда.
The relics of saints from Italy, altar candles from France, and pieces of cloth. Oh!
God be with you, good wife. Has something happened here?
Heavens no. It's quiet here, unlike some other places.
And what about that empty grave?
What empty grave would that be now?
The one beyond the village alongside the road to Sasau. Just by the river, on the pine headland.
How would you know it's empty, unless it was dug up?
Oh, it's dug up all right. Freshly. And empty. I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
Lord in heaven, what in the name of...
How come it's not in hallowed ground anyway? Only unrepentant sinners are buried like that. Usually.
I don't like to say. It's an old wound that's best forgotten.
Whose grave is it?
Well, once a long time ago there was a young charcoal burner living here with his wife. There was always a lot of charcoal burners here, but this fellow worked alone. That's not an easy job for one man.
Well, no one wanted to work with him or what?
Ah, he was a hard-headed fellow who always wanted to take care of his family himself.
Амбициозен е бил.
Well, I can understand that. It's always better to work for yourself than break your back for someone else.
His wife was expecting, though no one knew it yet. And he wasn't doing well at all. Soon enough they had nothing to eat. And so he took to thieving.
Разбирам как се почувства.
Well, I can understand him. To watch your family suffer like that. What could he do when they were going hungry?
If we'd known how badly off they was, folk would have helped out. But he kept his troubles to himself.
And did he get caught?
Well, at first it was just a few eggs going missing from people's hen coops. But then it was anything that wasn't nailed down. And in the end, they caught him.
And I suppose he was harshly punished for it.
Even then he didn't let on why he was doing it. They whipped the skin off his back and banished him from Leditchko.
So justice was done then?
It wasn't enough for some folk. When the butcher found out he'd never get any compensation, he wanted them to chop off the charcoal burner's hands. If the bailiff hadn't talked sense into him, he'd have done it himself with his cleaver.
Well, he got off lightly enough then.
And in the end, he got what was coming to him, and more.
The butcher caught up with him?
No, no. It was the mills of God turning slowly but surely. His wife bled to death in childbirth, and the child died with her.
God have mercy on their souls.
Amen.
Nothing could have been done to save them.
There was no one there. He had no one who would care for his wife. They say on that day he parted ways with God forever, and he turned his back on the village too. I reckon he never forgave himself, nor us either.
The Lord moves in mysterious ways. But how did he end up?
Don't ask me that, lad. I beg you.
Come now, good wife. You can't leave the story unfinished.
I said no. Will you let it lie?
God save you.
Да. Да. Личната история на
I know who
въглищаря.
was buried in that grave. A young charcoal burner.
So begins the tragic tale of the young charcoal burner who became entangled with the devil himself.
Oh, don't start. What devil? I'm trying to tell you. Ugh. He was from Ledechko. He was trying to eke out a living for himself and his wife, but he couldn't manage. When she fell pregnant, he took to stealing.
Pride drove him from the straight and narrow path, and soon he sold his soul to the devil to fill his stomach.
They caught him and punished him, but some of the people he'd robbed didn't think it was enough. Then when his wife died in childbirth, and the child too, he blamed everyone for it. Even God, apparently.
But when the time came to pay his debt to hell, the devil had no use for his soul and took his wife and child instead. The charcoal burner cursed God, who struck him down in righteous vengeance. But the dead man's soul never left his body. He came back as a revenant to vent his rage at God and men and take vengeance on the living.
Jesus, did you listen to what I said at all?
Sorry, did you say something?
Oh, never mind. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, the question is, what would the revenant do to get revenge on the villagers? Well, apprentice?
Този сегмент е момента, в който ви казах преди няколко епизода, че на някой човек може да му се случи на този пич да го убие веднъж, 2 пъти или 10. Просто за чтова пък не. Така, крала
He was
яда.
stealing food from people, right? So, supposing he started again.
We should steal from people? Disgraceful. Have you no shame?
Maybe just a few eggs from hen coops, like the gossip mentioned.
Well, that wouldn't be too serious a sin. Will they put it down to the revenant, though?
They would, if I put some charcoal there instead.
And their nourishment he turned into ash.
The gossip mentioned the butcher. It seems he was infuriated that the charcoal burner's punishment was too lenient.
And the revenant spoiled their meat with his malign touch.
How's that?
Spoiled meat is a classic example of a revenant's power.
I thought it was the work of bad butchers.
That too, sometimes.
So, I should switch the good meat for bad at the butcher's. What about the butcher woman?
What about her?
Her conscience was troubled on account of her man and she couldn't sleep. But I helped her, so she's found some peace.
So, no problem then.
What? I'm supposed to scare the wits out of her and start all over again?
All right, if you can find some other solution, you don't have to switch the meat. But I wouldn't worry about her. But make sure it's the same kind of meat. Not even a revenant will turn a cow into a chicken.
Жената, която умряла.
What about his wife and child? No doubt he'd want to avenge their death.
Well, how did they die?
In childbirth.
And when his love turned to rage, the water turned to blood. Nothing too original, but it's tried and tested. If you do it at the baths, everyone will hear of it.
How am I supposed to do that? It might be a bit suspicious if I'm seen walking around with a pail of blood.
No problem. There's a certain potion that will do the trick easily.
He cursed God. That's very serious.
What is it that most brings God to mind?
They don't have a church there. But everyone will have a rosary. I can't think of anything else.
That's it! If folks start losing their rosaries, they'll have sleepless nights over it.
You want me to steal rosaries? But that's...
Or just exchange them.
For what?
For nothing.
Great.
So, Switch eggs for charcoal, switch the meat, color the water in the baths, and switch the rosaries. That ought to do it. I hope so. Of course, if you come up with anything else, don't let me hold you back. Talking to people might give you ideas. Traders, the bailiff.
Well, what if someone sees me in the act?
They mustn't. Otherwise, it'll end up like Sasau all over again. Don't draw attention to yourself, or they'll put two and two together.
Sure. I'll keep my head down. And how will I know if I've succeeded? I doubt it'll be announced on the market square.
I'll be the first to know. They'll come running to me for a remedy, like hens at feeding time. Off you go and raise hell.
But whatever he did, don't you think he deserves some peace?
Dear Henry, after all the poor wretch went through, I'd say he's beyond any peace.
Well, he certainly won't have any as long as I'm carrying his bones around with me.
Ah, but you know who those remains could help.
Help? Who? How?
Me, of course. And I'd pay you a nice price for a revenant's bones.
But there is no revenant.
Not yet. What do you say?
Maybe I should bury him somewhere else.
What are you saying? That would be such a waste. Anyway, if someone saw you, the whole game would be up.
Well, supposing I do it later, when the fuss has died down.
All right, if you must. But I don't know what you hope to get out of it.
At least the poor wretch will have peace at last.
Maybe. As long as you bury him in hallowed ground. Otherwise, you're wasting your time.
Like in Ratai, maybe?
Well, that's probably the nearest. That gossip-mongering crone would know.
True, I could ask her.
If you must. But for heaven's sake, don't even hint to her what you're up to. God be with you.
Да. Сега, какво трябва да направим? Трябва да бойдишаме дата в баните червена. За нас.
God be with you.
Тръгваме тук. Добре, сега първо ще отидем да вземем въглища. Пак и Фриз ги поканихме миналия епизод, колкото си спомням, така че няма много работа в кричката на Андрю. Но нещарите да видим, от тях трябваше да купа въглища или можеш от някъде другаде.
How are you, Henry?
Какво ти кажа, да те занимавам с някакъв шарлатанин тука. Да намеря въглища. намерам. Какви навънка? Опа. Тук мога ли долу си взема малко? Така, въглища взехме. Сега, трябва ни... Трябва ни полшън за червената вода. Само за да се случи това, трябваше първо да го попитам него. Той ми даде рецепт под формата на гатанка. Нещо, което забравих да направя. Те ме разтуваха заради това, че преминах през него. Имаме разни меса. Колко часа? Да. Сега аз ще проверя в нета каква беше рецепт, защото не я помня. Ще ни трябва. Така, да видим сега дали имаме нещата, които... Също да проверя в книгата дали случайно няма рецепта за... рецепти. Няма рецепта за кръв. Тук.
Good health.
Год няма. Ще ни трябва попита. Ще ни трябва това. Трябва това.
What the hell was that?
Да, сега. Трябва ни вино. И поне вино.
What was that? Must be the wind.
Че нямаме тази рецепта, за това гледам в интернет. Пак искам да погледна случайно, ако има и вие да можете да видите. Няма. Да. Тар. Сега трябва ни попи. Трябва и ни трябва два. Сега. Трябва ни попи. Трябва всичко да го смелиме. Трябва да го накараме да ври един търн. Чакам да изстине. Не пише дали трябва да изстине или не трябва да изстине. Аз ще го изчакам на всеки случай да изстине. Страхотно. Сега трябва да видим какъв тип меса Саря. За евентуално му ги смениме. Аз мисля да не се опитвам да му ги сменям, често казвам на него, но ако трябва да избирам между това да му смена месата и да търса кръстчета на 5 души в селото, предпочитам просто да смена месата по-лесно. А и двете не са много забавни за правене. За кръстчета трябва да обиколим цялото село и да се надяваме на шанс къде ще ги намериме. Аз веднъж успях да намеря 4, последното така не успях да го намеря и накрая се отказах да го търся. Да говорим с шарлатана да ни даде рецептата, която вече така или иначе я изпълнихме, просто защото.
Good health to you.
About that recipe.
Yes.
So, how am I doing so far?
What? You've already started? Yeah, there hasn't been a whisper so far. You should put more effort into it.
That's still not enough, is it?
You've hardly... Good luck then.
Добре. От рецептата вече. Карай да върви. Стигаме до месаря. Пахне.
chickens. That should be no problem.
Добре.
Lamb. And I'll need lots of it if I'm to switch it all. Just lamb now. Hang on, this is venison. From roe deer. No wonder it's under lock and key.
Yep. Пример? Окей. Значи трябват ни пилета.
Good evening.
Някакви работи.
May the Lord watch over you.
Сега пиле. Пет меса ми трябва.
Good luck then.
Купих 10, ако не се лъжа. Така. Трябва
and remarkable remedies.
трябва
Yeah.
Достатъчно за събиране. Много са бързички и са дребнички и трудно се целят. Това нека трябва да има ролята.
Get him! Heel.
Куче си имаме куче. И с него се лови много приятно. Сега аз колко имам? 57. Това сега колко да прехвърля ли е? Да, колко да прехвърля. Пет. Мога да му дам едно пиленце на него, защото купих 5.
Look what I've...
И. Обръщаме ледечко. Че е нощно време.
Hey, what are you doing
Не трябва да ме виждат. Не трябва да ме виждат. Месото още не ни е развалено. Това ще се случи малко по-късно. Сега трябва да намерим трите кошарника. Аз имам бейл спомен къде са. Ще чакам още няколко часа. Ставаме въгленче. Така. Това е едно. Страшно куче тук. Къде беше? Ево. Тук и други. И с някаква човешка ръка пред него. Ще... Аре бе, извай. Можем ли пък да сложим едно пак се брои. Брои се супер. Сега на нас ни трябва да ни се развалят месата. Проблема е, че те си много окей все още. И яйца. Искам да е в мене. Да стане дневно време, да видим какво се случва и с слуховете. Че можехме да минем и без да трябва да крадеме кръстовете.
With the bloody tears of St. James Madonna.
Готино елементче тук е, сега като отидем в банята.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come.
И хората говорят.
If it's a bath you're after, I'm afraid you're out of luck.
Oh? How's that?
We're closed. A terrible thing has happened.
Really? What?
The water in the tubs has turned to blood.
Water turned to blood? You're having me on, right?
I wouldn't have believed it myself if I hadn't seen it with my own two eyes. Turned to blood.
But that's impossible. How could that happen?
Well, there's been talk that there's a revenant on the loose. Jesus preserve us. The hens round here have been hexed. They're laying charcoal instead of eggs.
Where did this revenant come from?
There was a charcoal burner who had a tragic fate, and he was buried hereabouts in unhallowed ground. They say he's risen from the grave to take revenge on the locals.
Yeah, I heard of him. What does he want to avenge? The death of his wife?
Hers. And his own, too.
His death? Why? I heard what happened before, but I don't know how he ended up.
I can't tell you that. Some of the older folk still remember, but they ain't keen to talk about it.
Why blood in the baths?
Well, the wife of that fellow who they say has returned from the grave, she bled to death in childbirth. And none of the bathmaids that was here at the time helped her. That's why.
Business?
And what about your other services? Are you still doing business?
Aye, for now. Who knows how long, though? What do you need?
Нищо не ми трябва по принцип в момента.
Magical ointments! Protective amulet!
Как върви?
God be with you.
Как върви?
So, how am I doing so far?
Everyone's talking about the Revenant, as if it were the 11 plagues of Egypt.
Wasn't it 10?
Oh, you still have a lot to learn. Nevertheless, the baths are closed. No one will tell you why, but everyone is clearly frightened. No one in Ledechko would eat a single egg, even if they had any, because all the hens are hexed.
Well, at least they've got fuel for their fires. That's still not enough, is it?
You're getting there, but they need a bit more pushing. Take care now.
Как ми върви развалянето на месата? Още малко.
How's your man?
Искам да се добра и развалени. Сега. Искам да отида да говорим с месарката преди да изложа развалени меса, както и с тази
Good health to you. Good luck then.
С нея, може би с някой от тях.
My humble greetings. How may I serve you? Take care now.
Както и тази, където разпространява слухове. После тя къде е?
Yeah.
My humble greetings. How may I help you?
Как е умрял
Good wife?
Yes, lad. What can I do for you?
You know, I can't stop thinking about what happened to that poor wretch.
Have you no consideration for a poor old woman? I told you I don't want to talk about it.
Може да ти донесе облегчение.
Might relieve you to talk to someone.
Relieve me from what?
Well, guilt.
Guilt? Why should I feel guilty?
Clearly something weighs heavy on your soul, just like the other villagers. The older ones. And I'd say it's connected to that empty grave. Well, that wretch returns as a revenant, and no one does anything. It's not just fear, but more like everyone is expecting some punishment that was bound to come one day.
Oh, you might be right. Maybe it would give me some peace in my old age to finally tell the whole story. Several people from the village went to have it out with Lev, but he grabbed an axe and drove them off. He swore if anyone came near him, he'd burn their house down. Then he buried his wife and child in the meadows beyond Ledechko. I saw him carving 3 statues there.
Lev, you say his name was? Hmm. What kind of statues?
There's 3 roughly carved beams there, each with a human face, except the smallest, which has no face at all.
For the stillborn child, I suppose. What happened then?
Nothing. He went back to his work, but never spoke to the villagers again. He'd even go all the way to Ratte for food, rather than talk to anyone here.
So he died alone in the end?
Actually, it was the villagers. It was us that killed him.
What? Just on account of his stealing?
No. Not long after, fires started springing up in the village. And when the first house burned down, the folk were very angry.
And of course suspicion fell on Lev.
Everyone was dead certain it was him. They all remembered his words. Do you know how arsonists are punished, lad?
No, I don't.
By burning on the pyre. But no one wanted to waste time with the law. We just went to his house at night, smashed in the door and windows, and threw lighting torches inside. And that was the end of him. But the fires didn't stop.
So he was innocent?
He was.
Well, I won't condemn you for it. It's for God to judge, but... may he forgive you for it.
Thanks, lad. I pray every day for forgiveness, and it's a weight off my shoulders to tell someone.
Good luck, then.
Гадна работа.
Yeah.
На мен месата вече ми се развалиха. И трябва да са се развалили. До достатъчно ниво, че да можем да започнем да ги слагаме. Добре. Това тук е заключена. Трябва да изчакаме да стане нощно време. Стане нощно време. Ще сложим пилетата. Там всички места ще ги сложим. Но трябва да седна, защото тук нещата могат да се объркат. От опит знам, че има шанс да се объркат. Така че да направим едно сейвче. Тук е добре. Това е лесната част. Горната част, където ако някой ни хване, е проблемно. Добре. И се махам тук. Само изчакаме да стане дневно време. Ще не съм сигурен дали е достатъчно късно. Така че ще кесва, ще поизчакам още 2-3 часа. Харесва ми, че вече когато седим на едно место, не хабиме нито енергия, нито огладняваме. Така че можем да си позволяваме да си чакаме колкото на нас ни е кеф. Идем да говорим с нашия човек. Какво не дойде насам.
Oh, it's you.
Как се случва нещата тук?
How am I doing so far?
Good work, Henry. The whole village is shaking in its boots. Soon people won't step outside the door without saying 3 Hail Marys.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm beginning to feel haunted myself.
Everyone is talking about how all the butcher's meat went off after being touched by the hand of evil.
What, does this look like the hand of evil to you? So, the job is done, eh?
Not quite.
But you just said the whole village is shaking with fear.
The whole village, but for one individual.
Well, surely that doesn't matter.
That's what I thought too. Only this fellow is giving everyone the benefit of his wisdom. He needs shaking up before he undoes your good work.
But if he's not been scared yet, what more can I do to frighten him?
Well, when he's not hanging around here ruining my trade, he's in the tavern boasting that he'd happily sleep by that empty grave to prove there's no revenue.
Yeah, I bet he would.
Exactly. He just needs a little persuasion. And once he's there, make it the most terrifying night of his life.
Well, what are we waiting for then?
It's best to be well prepared. You ought to find out something about him, so there's no surprises.
The gossip woman?
Naturally. And Henry, before we get to that grave, you can still try and come up with more ways to frighten the villagers. The more terrified they are, the more groschen there'll be in it for me. For us, that is. Good luck to you.
За нас, а? После дали казва за нас, би ми дал някой друг грошен от цялата тази работа.
God grant you health. How may I help you?
Да, за този брейв, смел господин.
Good wife.
You're still here, lad? I thought you'd have fled by now.
Fled? Why on earth would I do that?
Because there's a revenant on the prowl. The whole village is talking about it, and everyone is terrified.
Ah, that. But I heard there's one brave lad who's not afraid.
You mean Felix?
Well, I don't know what his name is, but he's always arguing in the tavern that there's no revenant.
That's him. The fool doesn't believe what's going on under his own nose. He hasn't the sense he was born with.
Той твърди, че ще прекара вечер при гроба.
He even said he'd spend the night at the graveside, just to prove there's no revenant.
Aye, all talk and no action.
Is he brave or just stupid? Surely he's afraid of something.
I couldn't tell you. But if he's to be believed, he doesn't fear the devil himself.
And do you believe him?
Well, it's true he never seems bothered by anything. But then he's always with that other pair.
What pair?
2 mates of his.
But he was alone in the tavern.
Aye, they're not locals, but outside the village, wherever he goes, they go with him.
Who are these 2 fellas?
They're not bad lads, but they're no heroes, that's for sure.
How's that?
Them 2 have their fears, but then who doesn't?
What are they afraid of?
The first one wouldn't even go into the woods alone, because he's afraid of wild animals.
Ah, is that so? I wonder why.
He got lost in the forest as a young lad, and he wasn't found till next morning. Shaking and pale as a ghost he was when they found him.
Poor lad.
Дете.
Must have been scared out of his wits.
That he was.
What about the other one?
He's afraid of fire.
Why?
His own father burned him, God forgive him. As a young lad, he was playing with fire and nearly set fire to the house. So his pa taught him a lesson he wouldn't forget.
Poor lad. That's a terrible way to teach a child.
My words, exactly.
Ah, it's been an interesting chat. Thanks, good wife.
God bless.
Yeah.
Трябва да отидем до тайна. Говори е пак с него.
Ah, it's you.
Да, страшният печара.
This brave fella, Felix his name is, if we can get him to spend the night at the grave, he won't be alone. Wherever he goes, he always has two mates tagging along.
Like he's afraid to be alone.
Could be.
So, if we could get him there alone, it shouldn't be too hard to scare him.
Well, maybe, maybe not. He claims he's not afraid of anything.
That's easy to say. I'm not so sure. Only, we have to get rid of the other two. What do you know about them?
One of them is afraid of wild animals. Won't even go into the woods on his own.
I see. And the other one?
Well, he's afraid of fire, but I doubt an ordinary campfire would do the trick.
Well, we'll think of something. Anyway, you take care of the first one.
How, though?
Haven't you learned anything from me? Talk to a dog.
Of course. Why didn't I think of that? Any particular one, Master?
Oh, the most frightening one, of course.
And how am I supposed to recognise him? One looks the same as another.
By his bark, naturally. Can't you hear him? He'd scare the wits out of anyone.
That's a dog.
Either that or Satan in the guise of a beast.
All right. And what do I do with him?
Have a conversation with him and see if you can mimic his bark.
Yeah, great idea. People will think I'm barking mad.
Good luck to you.
Така, сега трябва да отидем в това куче и да се научим да лагаме като него. Ще е много хубаво, ако този скил можем да го използваме в играта, извън тази мисия.
Come on then. Bark. What a beast you are. All right, let's see. Bow. Bow. Again. Bow. 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 That's still not quite it. Yeah.
Гледаме как нашето куче изчезва.
That's it. And now I'm officially the village idiot.
Yeah. Сега какво трябваше друго да направим? Да говорим с шарлатани, естествено.
So, how did you get on?
I found that mutt. Although from the noises it made, you'd hardly guess it was a dog.
So you learned to bark?
I have, Master.
So bark.
I never thought I'd stoop so low. Bow! Bow!
Perfect!
But what if it's not enough?
Ah, ye of little faith. Besides, can you think of any other way?
If we want to have him there on his own, I could always knock the other two out.
And what if he finds them unconscious?
I can always haul them off somewhere he won't find them.
Just make sure you don't botch it, Henry. It could easily turn very sour.
Don't worry. But what about the other fella?
Ah, yes, apprentice. You have the good fortune to witness a genius at work. Watch and learn. An oil lamp.
An oil lamp?
Precisely. Isn't it ingenious?
A marvellous invention, I grant you. But what do you want to do with it?
That's the clever part. I've hung a lamp like this over the Revenant's grave. All you have to do is shoot it down. It'll fall on the grave and burst into flames.
Well, that could work. Only...
Only what?
How can you be sure I'll manage to shoot it down?
I believe in you, Henry. You're my apprentice, versed in the ways of our craft.
Right, I almost forgot.
Anyway, you can practice. The lamp is already hanging up. It just hasn't been lit yet.
Aye, I'll give it a go. And then what?
Then you just have to goad our Felix into putting his money where his mouth is.
But what if he doesn't fall for it?
Refusing would ruin his credibility.
Okay.
Go and see him. I'll bet you anything, if you present it right, he'll jump at it.
All right, I'll give it a try.
Good. Don't delay, though. Practice with the lamp first, if you like, or just go straight to him.
Няма да практикуваме. Директно отиваме при него, просто ще седнем там.
I've heard there's a revenant haunting these parts.
Ah, you don't want to believe those old wives' tales.
Well, it's not true then.
Of course not. It's just a lot of fairy tales.
Oh, sure.
You're kind of sure of yourself, aren't you?
That I am. And what's it to you?
Nothing. It's just that, well, bold talk doesn't prove anything.
Are you saying I'm lying?
Докажеш това, което казваш.
Can you prove your claims?
What?
Well, supposing you spent the night at that grave, like you said. That'd prove there's no revenant, wouldn't it?
You reckon so? I don't know.
Сигурност не се страхуваш.
Yeah, for sure. Besides, since you're so fearless, it'd be nothing to you, right?
Aye, that's right.
How about something to buck up your courage? Ah, probably not. You don't need it.
I don't, but it can't hurt.
Какво трябва да му дам? Не знам какво трябва да му дам. Какво му дам? Ще му дам...
Thanks, Em.
So when are you going to do it?
Just as soon as I
може да му
can.
даде някакви опияти. Аз нямам такива, така че...
And now you can... Shh! Quiet, Henry! You'll give us away!
Sorry. What's that you're wearing?
What do you think it is?
I don't know, some new fashion?
It's my Revenant costume, of course!
My apologies, Master, for not recognising it immediately.
You obviously still have a lot to learn.
So, did they come?
Yes, all three. They're camping at the top of the hill.
Right. I'll have time to get haunting then. Where do I start?
I'll leave that up to you. The main thing is to scare off the two cronies first. I'll take care of fearless Felix.
So I'll scare one off with the lamp?
Yes, just make sure no one sees you shooting.
And the other one with fearsome noises.
That will probably take a few attempts. Ideally, a bit at a time.
Let him work up an appetite for more, so to speak.
I couldn't have put it better myself. Just don't give yourself away.
I won't, but if they do happen to see me coming...
Then you'd better vanish like a wisp of smoke, or make some excuse.
And what will you be doing?
I'll wait somewhere out of the way for a while, and then I'll crash in. So make sure the other two are gone by then.
All right.
Go. Трябва да лампата някакси. Пана да сейвнеме. Струва бая далече. Две малко. След как колахме.
No, please, God, no. I can't stand this. No, no, please, no. They're everywhere. The felon. Jesus Christ, I've got to get away from here. Come on, Amorous.
Сега трябва да изчакаме.
That was something.
How did you like that, eh?
Wonderful! I haven't had so much fun since I dressed up as the Pope.
Did you see him run? Like all the demons of hell were on their heels.
One was quite enough, evidently.
So what now?
Now I just wait for my customers to turn up. Come and see me tomorrow before noon, and you'll get your well-earned reward.
Ще чакам да се съмне леко, че нещо ми е много тъмно. Сега като вземем тия неща и свършим тук с цялата шарлатанска история, мисля да сложа край на този епизод. Идеме сега да погребеме Лев, мисля, че се казваше.
Rest in peace.
Така. Тук погребеме до семейството му. Заедно с семейството му по-точно. Да видим шарлатана. Шарлатана, дали ще е подготвил поушен, който на нас ни трябва. Или трябва да чакам да стане вечерно време. Не мисля, ще да чакам да стане вечерно време.
Gentlemen, good men and good wives, come. God be with you.
About that recipe.
Yes, you want to buy it? God be with you.
Доста чакане в този епизод има. Няма значение. Щом трябва да чакаме, ще чакаме. Дали е добре? Надявам се да е добре. Само клещи като цяло. Не ми допада. Не е моето.
Ah, my dear apprentice, how happy I am to see you.
So, it all worked out then?
Like a dream. I didn't sell half as much in Sasau.
That's good news. Now, about that thing you promised me.
Your well-deserved reward, certainly. Here you have it.
What will you do now?
Well, I could leave. I've got just enough to cover my travel. But I'd be as poor as a church mouse in the next place, so I'd better wait and see if I can sell even more.
Well, at least I'll know where to find you.
Така. Готови. Банята дали вече отворена?
Jesus Christ be praised. How may I serve you?
I'm interested.
And what is it you...
Това нещо искам да му обръснете.
I'd like that.
I'm sure you'll be... Take care.
Да. Бях забрал за този
I'm
перк.
interested.
Uh-huh.
A bit of
Искам да се
everything.
възстановиме.
Heal my wounds.
I'm sure...
God be with you.
Добре, тук ще сейвна с Север Шнапс. И в следващия епизод ще го продължим от тук, да си довършим квеста на Сър Ханс. И след това ще почнем някой друго DLC. Най-вероятно ще започнем DLC-то на Йоханка, въпреки че това е доста дълго, така че не съм сигурен дали го започна него. Ще видим следващия епизод. Добре, това ще е всичко от този епизод. Пожелавам ви всичко най-хубаво. Чао, чао и до нови срещи. И стопче.